Okay, so good afternoon. We're going to take a break from credit repair. Actually, we have a credit repair sale today. All our packages are $99. Even the ones that are the one what is it? What is it? The credit repair platinum is $99 today. Credit repair lightning is $99 today. And so all these different packages are $99. This is a great day to jump in and get. And this is not $99 a month, a one-time fee of $99. We are the best. That's why we're the best. Now, I want to talk about federal grants. A lot of people go online and they apply for federal grants. And the same situation. What happens? Either one, they get scammed. Either two, they get denied. This is the reason why you get denied. Number one, the government will only award you money if you are hiring new employees. That's what the money's about. The money's about building. It's not just about giving you money and that's it. You have to be able to show and prove that you are hiring somebody. And it doesn't, listen, people, you don't have to hire somebody right away. When you do your letter of appeal, you state, in the next 5 years, I will hire 10, 15 employees. Now, that gives you time to build your company. That gives you time to build your foundation. They just want to estimate. That's it. But when you just flat out ask for money, you won't get approved. I have a lot of requests to come through for federal grants. I just had a lady get, she was approved for a $15,000 grant. She did everything right. You know, you have to put your information. Hold on 1 second. Hello. So the thing is, you want to put all your information out. These organizations will contact you. They're going to have questions. So that's why you put your email address, your phone number, and your mailing address. Now, I had one person got approved for, my goodness, got approved for a $50,000 grant. But guess what? They moved, never gave the actual address, the current address, because they were moved. Then the phone number was disconnected. So I'm all over Facebook trying to find this person. I specifically told her to friend me, just in case something goes wrong. She never friended me, so I'm looking all through my messages. So finally, I wrote her multiple times. Never got back to me. So finally, she gets back to me. She says, I was on vacation. I had to do this, I'll do that. A lot of things was going on in my life. And the problem with federal funding is this. When they get back to you, you have to respond. Or that money goes to the next person that's eligible. So she lost out. She says she blames her husband because she said, and I told her that, listen, when you're doing something like this, you have to update your information. If you know you're moving, you have to contact me and say, hey, can you give this to the nonprofit organizations because I moved? Can you update my application? This is why, you reach out to me just in case things have to be updated. Um, the process is not hard. Most people say, oh, I need a proposal. You do not need a proposal unless, one or two things, unless the nonprofit organization is requesting a proposal, and more than likely they won't unless you're trying to get more than $50,000 and they need more additional information. Now, a lot of people apply the wrong way. They submit a proposal. You do not need a proposal. We do what you call a letter of appeal. The letter of appeal is a short version of the proposal. Because listen, they don't have they get thousands and thousands of requests. They don't have all day to sift through a long proposal. So this is why they request a letter of appeal. We draw up the letter of appeal. The letter of appeal is simple. It's your name, your contact information, the amount that's needed, a mission statement saying what brought you to this notion that you want to start your own business. Then you want to break down the cost of everything you're trying to do. Listen, you don't have to be exactly dollar for dollar, but you got to have some type of idea what it's going to cost. Later on, if they wanted to see invoices from different companies, that you're going to be dealing with, then they'll ask about it. You'll either get something in the mail or they'll call you. Now, the key too is when you get your check, it's not going to come through your. Listen, it's no direct deposit, people. It's a direct check, and when you get your check, you're supposed to copy it, because you want proof. Because what's going to happen is a year later, you're going to have to pay taxes on this money. This money is to expand your business. Now, there was a story I was reading a while back. A friend of mine that runs his own nonprofit organization. This woman, she got a grant, and it's not funny. She wants to go shopping, so she goes shopping. She goes to Gucci. She went to all these different stores, Victoria's Secret, and she shopped away. And she just shopped, which is illegal. Because that grant was for a business, not for her to go shopping. So right now she's in jail. These funds are for your business to expand, to build a business, to start. And see, what happens is this. Several months after you get the grant, what's going to happen is you're going to see somebody pop up at your business. And if those funds weren't used for your business, you're in a world of trouble. And that's, I tell people, I warn people, don't do it. Because they are checking. Listen, these funds that come out of this account, they check on it. They physically check on it. I personally did my own grant. I got 3 people knocking on my door like, what are you out? I'm thinking to myself, who are these people? And they were official. They had paperwork, they had badges, and I had to explain what the money was for. I had to show tax receipts, breakdowns of what the money was used for. And it lasted a good 2 hours talking to these people. And at first I was worried. I'm not gonna lie to you, because a lot of the paperwork I didn't have, you know. But they looked at the most important paperwork, which was the invoices and bank statements and stuff like that. And at that time, I already paid my taxes. I paid them early, So that wasn't a big issue. But the main thing is you want to do the right thing when you do get in there. Now, today, what I'm doing today, one day only, I'm doing grants up to $10,000. I would do the paperwork, process it, send it out. This is something my company is doing just for people that want to get by, trying to start the business, trying to expand. And see what happens, Now, what happens is that if you want to be successful with a grant, you want to send it out to 100 nonprofit organizations. We have a package that does that. That package is $199. The free one sends it to 10 to 20 nonprofit organizations. So it's actually a 50-50 chance that you'll be approved. The more organizations you send it to, the more likely you'll be approved. Different businesses are approved. It doesn't matter what type of business you're trying to start. It's based on. It's actually based on how many employees. The employees is a main factor. Main factor. So, grants could be. The money could be used for expansion, startup. The money could be used for equipment. Now also, right? If you're trying to start a business that has, you don't need no equipment, you need this, but you need advertising budgets and stuff like that, different things like that. You can still get a grant, but the problem, just like I said, it all boils down to getting funding and hiring people. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm gonna hire one person." One person's not. They more than likely they probably won't approve you. This is what is broken down to. They have a system. The system is this: for every employee, you got to be able to show how much profit you're going to be making. You got to be able to show how much is needed. Now, if you got one employee, but you need $100,000, that's not going to fly. That right there, I'll be honest with you, they're going to shoot it down right away. They're just going to deny you. Now, this is why they give you a timeline gap of 1 to 5 years, because in 5 years' time, you should be able to expand your business, make your business better, and grow it. It's not about you getting all the profits. It's about you expanding and making your business bigger and seeing profitability at the same time. So now most people say they want off the top of my head, a franchise. Now, the nonprofit organizations do work with franchise. Now, with a franchise, what happens is the franchise will give you a layout plan. And then what happens is what you call them, they'll say, okay, what happens is you call them and say, hey, I'm applying for a grant, but I need more information. They'll send you an information packet, what they're going to go in to do, and a layout plan for us to go ahead and file the paperwork. So it's a lot of different businesses out there that you can start. Um, there's simple ones, and there's more. Um, and I want to say this: people don't say now. Listen, the government is not going to give you millions and millions of dollars. You know, I would suggest that you your request is simple. You know what I'm saying? It's simple, but it's what you need. If you have a dream, you say, I always wanted to start a flower shop or whatever, you know, you should move forward to that dream. Now, this is what I tell people too when we do grants. We don't ask for the full amount because there's multiple nonprofit organizations. So what we do, we break the grant down and we request $5,000. So if you're trying to get $50,000, a nonprofit organization will give you $5,000 before they give you 50. So when you break that down and it's sent to multiple nonprofit organizations, they'll work together to meet your goal. So that's the object of a great grant proposal. Now, letter of appeal. A letter of appeal is one page. What happens is when they get a letter of appeal, they'll go over it, they'll read it. They will read a letter of appeal before they read a proposal. I have seen nonprofit organizations toss proposals in the trash. The reason why is because, number one, they don't have all day to read it. Now, if they do need more information, they will request a proposal. So it's better to get one foot in the door, you need a letter of appeal. Now, if you talk to you don't have to go through me for your grant. You go to any grant company, and you ask them, simple, well, what's your process? And as soon as they say, oh, we need a proposal, it will be a waste of time and you'll get denied. I'm going to tell you flat. You'll get denied flat now. Only time you need a proposal up front is if you're asking for a lot of money. If you're asking for a lot of money, that proposal has to be down to the last penny. That's the only way that you need the actual proposal. Hold on 1 second. Why didn't you see this? Okay. Okay, so that was a credit repair customer. They actually were credit repair, trying to get things, before that. In 2021, people want to be able to buy houses, buy another car, get a business loan. And the key is that you want to increase your score. We have many tools to increase your score. And I mean, it's 7 to 10 days, it's 7 to 14 days, But like I said, once you increase your score, you have to stay steady. You have to keep that account active. You have to keep that account in a positive range. But that's on another subject. Back to federal grants. It's about responding back. A letter of appeal, listen, in the middle of the letter of appeal, it's a mission statement. Now, your mission statement is basically you don't want it to be long and drawn out. You want to get to the point. The point is that you've done this in your life, you've done that in your life, and now you want to start your own business. And you know, you're looking for funding. So you explain that, I can't get, or you explain to them that you can't get traditional funding. So you're reaching out to them to seek funding. Now, with nonprofit organizations, you don't have to pay the money back, but you do have to pay the taxes at the end, a year after you get the grant. Yeah. Um, most people, most people, their main mistake is not paying the taxes, within that year. Um, so you want to make sure you do that. Um, you want to make sure you basically do your research on the business that you're trying to get, because see, this is the thing. You're going to need cost. What's this going to cost me? What's that's going to cost me? Research is a plus. You want to be able to say, okay, well, how much is this going to cost me? So then you can put it into your information that you send me, so I can put it into the letter of appeal. That's very important. Also, you can only do one grant. I know some people think, well, maybe I could do this grant and that grant. No, you can only do one grant per year. That's what the law allows. If for some reason, let's say you get approved, and you say, well, this is not enough, I need more. Then what happens is I can put through a letter saying, hey, I was approved for this amount, but I needed this amount, and I needed a grant extension. A grant extension is going to get you additional funding. Now, I don't know how much funding, but that will grant you additional funding. So, yeah. So, now, the main thing is, too, that most of your communication will come by mail. Denial letters, approval letters, and letters about more information. So if they need more information, you want to read it carefully, see what they need, mail it back as soon as possible. Don't wait a long period of time. Make sure you send them their information. That's vital to your success. Some organizations might send you a check for a smaller amount, but there's 100 organizations that will actually either, one, send you money, two, send you denial letters, three, send you approval letters. So it's a combination of all three. So if you get a check for, let's say you get a check for $1,500, that's towards your business. That's not all they're going to give you, because all the organizations work together. Now, if they see something positive in the letter of appeal, they'll go ahead and issue a check. Some won't even contact you. Some will just say, okay, I'm going to send them this. If your information sounds good, pretty good. A lot of times they want more information. They'll probably just ask you for it by mail. But if it's a business that they feel as though it's not going to work out or whatever, they'll either want they want a proposal based on the amount, or they'll contact you by person. If they contact you by person, that means they're not sure about giving you money. Most people get contacted by mail. A mail contact is excellent. That means that you got one foot in the door. Now if you don't receive nothing at all, that means you got 2 feet in the door, and they're just putting the package together, to send you basically to see how much they're going to send you and what other organizations they're going to work with to actually complete your request. So that's pretty good. So There's so many different things that can happen. Now, the process takes about 90 business days. Now, between 30 to 90 days, you'll be seeing three things: letters and checks. Now, each check you receive, you want to make sure you make a copy, deposit it within 30 days, and make sure you keep your total because like I said, you're gonna have to pay taxes a year after. I always request $5,000 minimum. Um, okay, if a person says, okay, well, Lorenzo, I need $25,000. Most companies, especially right now, they're not going to send you $25,000. They'll send you 5,000 before they send you 25. There's multiple nonprofit organizations, so it's actually better for me to say, okay, well, this person needs $5,000, and then what happens is I'll put it in the letter that you need $5,000, but the whole process of your business to get your business up and running is going to cost 25,000. So they know that you need 25,000. So guess what? They'll reach out to other nonprofit organizations to assist them in helping you. That's the right way to do it. Now, just because you receive one denial letter, don't mean that it's all over. There's 100 nonprofit organizations. So now, if you receive 100 denial letters, then yeah, but I doubt it. I haven't had not one person receive 100 what's called letters. Most people do receive letters stating that they need more information. I know a lot of times Walmart Corporation mostly helps people that I do paperwork for. Walmart and IBM, based on, like, if it's for education, IBM will do it. Walmart does different types of business grants. But just like I said, the wording has to be correct. I've got some people that tried to do it on their own, and they got a letter back saying that they were denied. And the reason why is because the wording has to be correct, number one. There's law codes that has to be correct. So sometimes people try to do it on their own, thinking, okay, maybe I could do it. I can, without doing this, doing that. And this is how they get denied. Because there's certain information that they are looking for. If you don't have that information, then what happens is you get denied. And you need a sponsor. You don't have a sponsor, then what happens is, especially Walmart Corporation, they'll toss the stuff in the trash. Either it'll go in the trash or you'll get a letter saying, hey, well, we can't help you with a grant. So make sure I covered everything. Let's see something. Okay, so like I said, you want to make sure if you move or if you change your phone number, you want to make sure you update your information with me as soon as possible. Don't wait. Because if they try to contact you and what happens is these people aren't going to just call you once. They're going to make several attempts. And they're going to do it by email, by phone, and by mail. And if you don't respond, your application will be canceled. That's just part of it. So, the biggest part on your end is your research. Research is a must. You have to do research because you got to know what things cost. Listen, you can call stores or you can call companies and say, well, I need to know how much is it going to cost me to do this. They can give you an invoice up front, or you don't need an invoice. You just need a price. So you can send me that price. Say, well, hey, such and such. And the good thing is, too, I'm going to tell you what's even better. If you can have that company's name, so I can put it in the letter of appeal, that shows a lot of power, a lot of strength, because they're looking at everything that I put in that letter of appeal. And once they see that information, they know, okay, I like this person because this person took the extra step to give us additional information. Why wait for them to call you, ask for additional information? Put it in there, put it in the letter. So, because when they see that additional information, they knew you took the step. This is why most people get approved, because they take the extra step to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to give them this information. I'm going to give them that information. Give us the phone numbers to the place you call. Give us the name of the company. So then, if it has to be verified, they don't have to contact you back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Hey, if you want to do things right, right way, you got to do it right. You got to do it right. So, especially the crisis we're going through now, we're money is scarce. People are behind in rent and mortgages. Now, there's $400 million in a fund for new businesses. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's funding for all kinds of different things. Even though they say that, people need a stimulus. My thing is, let me tell you something. The United States has more money than we think, but it's separated. It's in different funds. You might have money for this, money for that, money for repairs, parks, whatever. So what they do, instead of creating more money, they actually go to a special account and say, okay, this money's for this. Nonprofit organizations always have money. Some get their funding cut, some don't. Hey, it all depends. So, think about what type of business you want to make. Think about the business that you want. Even if you had a dream or whatever it is. Now, most people want to know about personal federal grants. Most federal grants are done through nonprofit organizations that you actually walk into an office and say, hey, I need my rent paid, I need my water bill paid, or whatever. Some personal grants fall under certain things. You get grants for medical bills, for this, that, but guess what? The guidelines are stricter. They really take you through all kinds of different things. And then what they'll do, they'll send you to an organization that's in your area. So to apply for a personal grant, it really don't make no sense. You'll be better off dealing with your state than applying for a personal grant. That business grant is totally different. The SBA also offers grants, but they're way stricter. They're way stricter. They want to make sure they get everything. So their job basically, they won't tell you this, but their job is to deny you. Why do you think it's so hard to get an SBA loan? Because their job is to deny you. And if they can't, and they know that you have everything in order, then they'll approve you, which is crazy. So it's many different ways to fund your business. You can go through venture capital, you can go through federal funding, you can go to angel investors. Angel investors, an investor that basically invests in your business, but he or she owns 50% of your business. until it's paid off, until the actual loan is paid off. Some people don't like that because then they can tell you how to run your business. The best thing, I mean, I tell people to do is just apply for a federal grant for businesses, and then they still run the whole thing, you know, because when you don't want somebody coming in and trying to make changes and telling you what to do. So, let's see here. Let's see. So I got 5 grant applications this morning. Some of them look pretty good. There's a couple in there that I have to tell them, no, it's not going to work. Because what people do, right, when they hear free money, they go a little out of control. They say, well, I want $2 million, $3 million. The government is not going to give you that money unless you can show a magnificent project and you're going to have to show lots of employees. And they want to see, the government is not going to wait for 5 years to see the employees. You're going to have employees now, and then you're going to have to show a period of when you get your employees. So if you're asking for millions and millions of dollars, you got to show strength in your business. And it can't be a startup. There's got to be something that exists now that is growing. I have done lots of grants, lots of approvals, and I've had some to get denied. And the ones that get denied is asking for way too much. Number one, is not giving all your information. Information is key. If you have the right information, you can be approved. But when you lack information, hey, they're gonna deny you left and right. That's just it. Now, if you're serious, about getting a grant, by just programs we have a free program. You can get a grant for up to $10,000. That's 10 nonprofit organizations that we submit your request to. Then we have our larger grant package, which is actually it's on sale, $99, and we submit your request to 100 nonprofit organizations. Now, I'm going to break down what you call the letter of appeal. Number 1, your name and address, email, and phone number. Number 2, your mission statement. Your mission statement has got something about you, right? About you. What got you to this point, and why you want to start your own business. Number 3, the amount that is needed and the amount that you are requesting. Number 4, how many your employees, and in a 5-year time period, how many employees will you have? Yeah. After that, right, you want to do a breakdown sheet, breakdown on the same piece of paper, how much everything is going to cost, dollar for dollar. So then after that, at the bottom, the very bottom, right, you want to basically write that you've been trying for a long time to get a grant, to get funding for your business, but things haven't worked out. And I want to thank you in advance for your name. And take it from there. You can email me that paper at Kirby's Investment Club LLC. Actually, I'll put it in the heading. Kirby's Investment Club LLC at gmail.com. So if you want to send your grant request. Now, um, if if you are getting the free one, there's no fee. But if you're getting the one that goes to 100 nonprofit organizations, that one is $99, and we accept Chime. Chime, NetSpend, uh, Walmart to Walmart, Western Union. You can also deposit into KeyBank or Santander Bank. For the banks, you can also text me at 610-470-8992, and I will text you back the information. Um, Even if you see a business you want to start and you figure to yourself, okay, well, I don't need no money because it's a service business. Now, listen, you will need money because your advertising budget, you're going to have an advertising budget. You're gonna need some type of people, one, two, three, whatever, to actually do certain things. So that's something you're gonna, now. If you don't know about that business, do your research. Go online, investigate what you would have to do, the process. You know what I'm saying? Because see, eventually you're gonna need employees. You you, you can't do it all on your own. So yeah. Uh, be aware, be be cautious of grant organizations that or companies that say, okay, well, I can get you a grant, but you're gonna have to pay me five, six, seven, $800, and I'll do the paperwork. Number one, your paperwork, it costs the minimum $99 to do the paperwork. That fee that you're paying me, that's for the paperwork. You know, if you're paying more than $100 some dollars, then then you should be very cautious because it's not going to take that. It's not going to take that because all we're doing is submitting a letter of appeal. Number one, number one, the fees going to postage, printing. That's it. So why would you pay all this money? Now the company might say, okay, well, we have to make a profit. Okay, I can understand that. But if you're trying to help somebody, you shouldn't worry about a profit. You should. So um, now, and if a company says, well, you know what, we want part of that grant, that's illegal. They cannot touch your grant money. It's illegal for them to even ask that. Your grant money is your grant money. Your checks are sent directly to you. This is why we say supply your address, supply your phone number. So when it's time and they need to talk to you, they talk to you. Nobody else but you. So it's a lot of different companies that doing shady business. Okay, let me see if I covered everything here. Let's see here. Okay, so if you have any questions or if you're stuck somewhere and you're trying to get a grant, give me a call, 610-470-8992. Sometimes people try to get a grant and they try to do research, and it might be a question that you need asked, you know. Hey, just you can text me or give me a call, and I will get you the answer. You know. Now, when it comes to doing the breakdown on your letter of appeal, you want to make sure that you do your research, you find out the prices, you call these places. You call these places because you would now. And if you're looking for wholesalers, you want a legit wholesaler. Be careful of wholesalers because listen, online there's so many scams with wholesaling. So that's another thing. So you want to do all your research. You want to make sure you're dealing with legit companies, a legit inventory. You know, um, you know, deal with businesses that you've dealt with before. Plain and simple. Yeah. So, uh, oh, I do want to mention that we do have a credit repair sale. $99, all packages. Uh, I think I mentioned that already, but okay. So you all have the grant information. Um, so, so uh, yeah, do your research. You can actually go to Google and type in like whatever you need, like as far as your equipment, your services, and then um, it will show different businesses that you can contact, see what they have, the websites or whatever. Um, so it's very, very extremely important to do your homework. Now, sometimes you can actually contact businesses that you know that they're good. Like if you're going for equipment, if you want to contact Dell or Walmart and see what their prices are. You know, um, most most businesses will give you a um, a invoice. You know, if you ask them for an invoice, they'll give you an invoice. Now you don't have to have an invoice, but you do have to have a price. You know, so you want that. That's is actually very important. I think I covered everything. And like I said, if you want to reach out to me, you can text me at 610-470-8992. And if you're interested in our credit repair special today, you can text me as well, 610-470-8992. Yeah, well, so uh, now let's say you don't have a business or you don't have a business idea or you do have a business idea and you don't know where to start. The best place to start is your research. You want to go on Google, research, see what type of business. They have different business ideas. They have franchises. There's so many different things. because everybody should have a second, third, fourth source of income. And if you want to start something small, listen, even if you want to start something small, let's say you want to start doing ornaments for Christmas or something like that. Number one, you go to a website, you know, you go to a supplier, Listen, even if your supplier is Walmart and you're going to Walmart and get your supplies, that's your supplier, you know? Now, you might not, sometimes Walmart won't give you an invoice, but you can write down your own prices. How much is it going to cost you to get so many, you want to total that up, And so this is how, they want to see. They want to see a breakdown of everything you're doing or going to do, Just like I said, information is everything. If you leave something out, that's gonna be against you. You don't want to leave nothing out. You want to explain everything. You don't have to be perfect, but you gotta explain mostly everything. And then if they have a question, they'll reach out to you. They might say, okay, well, we don't understand what you were trying to say with this, this, and this, and this. Bam. They will contact you. Try to put as much. The main thing is that you leave. You put in your letter of appeal that your supplier, number one, your supplier's phone number, number two, the quantity, number three. You see? So depending on it doesn't matter if it's a big business or a small business, or you're just starting out and you're trying to find your way. Talk to a couple people. Hey, you can call me. I'll be more than happy to assist you. So you have to start from somewhere. Even if you think you don't need a grant, you never know what you need, because once you start putting your business together, you're going to need funding, especially for advertising. Then you might need merchandise if it's one of those type of businesses. Where you're going to get the money. It's like, I got a great idea, but no money. Now, there's also a thing called micro grants. Let's say, for instance, you only need $2,500. That's considered a micro grant. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of different ways you can go. It depends on what you're trying to do. So, let's see what else here. I want to make sure I get everything. I want you to be able to have all the information. Now, let's say you've applied for a grant before and you've been denied time after time after time after time. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because more likely they probably filed the grant incorrect anyway. Because if you haven't been approved by now, more than likely they have filed the grant wrong. Now, anytime you file for a grant, you're going to receive some type of payment. I don't care if you're denied left and right. You're going to see some type of payment. If you don't, they're going to tell you why. Because it's either a mistake in your paperwork, or they wanted more information and they never got it. These things happen. So we work hard for all our customers. We want to see you succeed, because when you succeed, we succeed. Now is the time to start your business. The holidays are coming up. Even though people are going through hard times right now, they will find the money. They will find the money to spend. Now, let's say it's a service business. You know what I'm saying? You're still going to make money. Because people, just because the world is going through a pandemic, everything just don't stop. The cycle keeps going. People are going to need this. People are going to need that. The cycle is going to grow. The cycle is going to keep on moving. So this is why business is always good to have your own business. It's always good to, because it's going to keep on growing. No matter what you're doing, if it's a service, a product industry, retail industry, financial industry, it's going to grow because there's somebody out there that needs your services. Now, we're doing the letter of appeal. Make sure, don't rush it. Don't rush it. Take your time. Read it over. Sit back and say, well, you know what? Maybe I should put this in there. You know, read it carefully. Now, what happens is I go over the letter of appeal to make sure everything is where it's supposed to be. I go over it to make sure it's correct. I go over it to make sure it sounds good. You know, I just don't take the letter and just send it out and that's it. All right, what we got here? Oh, that's weird. Okay, so that's interesting. So, sorry about that. What was I talking about? Okay, so yeah, so I go over everything to make sure before I send it out. Another thing too is that when you get these letters, when you get a response, you know, it could be from an email, but more than likely it'll be by mail. Read it thoroughly. Don't just scan through it. Read it thoroughly. You know. Now, if you get an approval letter, you're going to call me immediately. Immediately. Because what's going to happen is you'll get an approval letter and I'll get the same letter. So I'll be waiting for you to contact me. And then we take it to the next step. A denial letter, I would say keep it for your records. Checks, like I told you before, you're going to photocopy the check, keep it for your tax records. You want to keep a folder for your tax records because the checks might be, depending on what you apply for, how much, you might see multiple checks. So you want to keep a folder just for tax purposes. You know. And make sure you put a file together for your invoices or your business information, you know, because eventually, sooner or later, you're going to have to use that information, you know. So that's a must. It's better to be prepared than not to be prepared. I'm hungry, but what are you going to do? So, I know a lot of people dealing with many different things in this world. I urge people to have 8 streams. Excuse me, 8 streams of income. I'm trying to tell you. I'm going to break it down for you. If you got 8 streams of income, right, and only 2 might be performing, you got money coming in every day. Because somebody, listen, there's always a person that needs your services. Me, personally, I have a total of 28 websites, 28 streams of income. And all of them don't perform, but the ones that do, there's money coming in every day. So you want that because you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's gonna pop up, you know. But I'm like I'm very busy. I'm too busy. But what are you gonna do? I my honest let me say something. I love helping people. I want people to succeed in everything they do. You know. So you gotta ask. Listen, you have to ask yourself. You have to look in the mirror and say, you know what? Today's a new day. Today I'm gonna expand my business. I'm gonna start a business. I'm gonna get my credit right, or I'm gonna expand my credit, or I'm gonna um, increase my credit score. Listen, there's so many different ways to increase your credit score. You might have to take an extra step, but it's worth it. If you need a free master list that's going to increase your credit score 200 points, text me 610-470-8992. It's free. I will give it to you free. Somebody said, Lorenzo, you need to start charging people for that list. I don't, because I want to see everybody prosper. Everybody deserves a good credit score. If you follow the master list, you can have an 800 credit score. It's those that don't want to follow. Hold on one second. All right, buddy. Let me tell you something. You have to be able to take the extra step. If you want an 800 credit score, you have to be able to take the extra step. You can sit back and watch while other people do what it takes, or you could be part of the crowd that that you could be part of the crowd that takes action. I I have a customer right now. She just recently reached, I think it was 780. She used the master list. She called me up one day. She said, "Listen," she said, "I'm not playing no games, Mr. Kirby." She said, "I want you to tell me the fastest way I can hit 800." And I told her, So I said, double everything on the master list. I said, you want to hit 800 quick? If you double everything on the 800, now I'm just not going to tell you. I'm gonna break it down to you. You gotta understand like this. If you have two secure cards, right? Not just any secure card, because most secure cards don't give you that many points. For 1 second. Okay, so you have two secure cards. That's going to give you 84 to 200 points, right? There you go. Now, let's say your average score is 5 something. That's going to give you 6 something. Now, if you pay rent, the rental app is going to give you 65 points. So now you're at 7 something. Now, the rental app is going to give you 65 points plus points every month after that. Now, you have the rental app, right? Just two secure cards. Now, self-lender. Self-lender is going to give you from 30 to 70 points, right? So, bam, do you go? You're almost at 8 or at 8. Now, to knock it off to eliminate, to get past the, to get to 8 or past it, then guess what's going to happen? The secure cards that you have, keep them under 30%. That's going to give you points. Self-lender, keep on paying that. That's going to give you points. The rental app is going to give you points. Now, what you want to do, you want to go to Experian. You want to add a bank account or debit card or your Experian account. Now, or your Boost account. Now, Boost is going to give you every time you deposit money in your bank account or pay a bill, there's more points. So now you're at 800. You're looking lovely. You see, I broke it down for you. It's not hard to do. It's not hard to get to 800. The problem is people's thinking. Your thinking is messed up. You know the problem with people's thinking? That they have followed other people. They have listened to other people. But guess what? They haven't listened to the truth. The credit game is rigged. It's rigged. But guess what? You can unrig it. If you follow the steps I implement, you can hit 800 in no time. All you got to do is follow. It might cost a little extra money, but guess what? You'll be there. And this is not no pipe dream. This is guaranteed. This is guaranteed. Listen, the companies I just named, you can call these companies, and they will tell you the same exact thing I just told you. This is the real deal. And guess what? Everybody said, oh, I can get a trade line. I can get a trade. Guess what? The same price is going to cost you to get that trade line. You can get the things I just named. And guess what? It's going to do more than a trade line. And it's going to give you more points than a trade line. It's all about your thinking. Your thinking has to change. You got to become a giant. You could listen. You got to go to war. You have to go to war. You have to go to war. And what I mean by going to war, I mean it's time for you to say, you know what? Everything stops. My credit is top priority. And when you believe that about yourself, you become stronger. You become faster. If you use all the steps I named, you will see in the end, like, I'm glad I listened. You know? How do you think millionaires keep their money? How do you think people that's at 800 stay at 800? Common sense. They use the same method. The same method. They don't use trade lines. You listen. You tell somebody that has an 800 score, oh, well, I'm about to buy a trade line. They look at you like you're crazy. This ain't trade line. What? This how you get out of my face with that mess. They say, well, if you don't know about the secure card method, you're lost. You're lost. Trade lines is old. And the thing about it is, when the trade line stops performing, your score drops. So now you're back to square one. You're back to square one. And guess who? Listen, You might make a little, you might see a little points from a trade line, right? But guess what? What are you going to do when the trade line stops? It's just sitting there on your account. That's it. A secure card is giving you points month after month after month after month after month, year after year after year after year. And guess what? You can say, you know what? I did that. I didn't need no trade line. Then you got self-lender. Self-lender giving you points. As long as that account is open and as long as that account is valid and you're paying on it, it's going to give you points. The rental app, that's going to give you points month after month. When you pay your rent, why pay you rent? Why pay rent and you're not getting nothing out of it? You got a roof over your head, but what you want is to see the great rewards that come from it. So you got 3 major things that you can put on your credit that's going to skyrocket your score. You want to double the secure card. You can actually get a double the what's called open, not open, self-lender, or you can get a higher account. But I urge people, because of the financial things that's going on, just get a single I'm trying to tell you. Because your first round, you're going to see, listen, and what you want to do is this, right? You don't want to get the secure card at the same time. You could get them one day and then wait a couple of days to get the other one, because then you're going to see more points. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a map to success. That's all it is. Now, let's say you're falling short. Let's say you're short. And you say, okay, when you've done everything you were supposed to do, you fall a little short. Guess what? You can turn around, right? And there's other apps, you know. You want to have mixed credit as well. You want to add a Fingerhut, that will be free. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you keep that account under 30%. You know, there's a thing called Grow Credit. Grow Credit is going to give you points for your cable bill, for your cell phone bill, for other bills if you have Apple stuff, or if you have all kinds of different things. This is what the master list does. The master list is a part of your life. And by being a part of your life, it's going to increase your score. It's very important. This list is the ultimate list. You know? And I give it away free. I give it away free because I want you to succeed. Okay, so I want you to succeed. I want you to succeed. You know, I want you to see those points rising. I have a client now. She calls me every week. She says, I'm doing your system. My points is rising. She said, every couple of days, she said, I see points. You know, she said, it just keeps on rising. You know, and she is using the super plan that we have. Super plan is you get 2 secure cards from Open Sky. She's doing the rental app, and she's doing the lender. And then she turned around and got 2 other secure cards, right? Just going to get for $400 I think $40 with the credit, and she paid like 80 something dollars for per card. So altogether, she has 4 cards. So now those 4 cards is producing lots of points. You know, it's about it's about self control. Just because you have the card, you shouldn't be running out here, spend. No, use 90% cash. That's the golden rule. Stop using credit. Use credit for like small items. And then what you want to do is pay it back in 2 days. And that increases your score even more. Use my system. It works. And guess what? You'll be so happy because you'll have cards sitting around. A credit card is a tool to increase your credit score, to maintain your credit score, not to shop. Let me tell you something. If you believe that credit cards are the shop, you've been fooled your whole life. You've been tricked. Because if you believe that credit cards are the shop, you will always have bad credit. Your credit will eventually sink and sink and sink. Credit cards are not the shop. Credit cards are tools that protect your credit. And nobody on YouTube is telling you this because they don't even know themselves. Somebody told me the other day, they said, you know what, Lorenzo, you're a smart individual. He said, no, I'm going to take it back. He said, you're amazing. And I said, no, I'm not amazing. I just read. I just read the laws. I read the acts. I read everything about financing. I go back all the way back to the 1800s. With credit, listen, I'm going to break something to you. When credit cards was first on the scene, they were used to maintain your credit. It wasn't made to shop. People took it the wrong way. They figured they got a credit card. Oh, hey, man, here I come. I'm going shopping. That's not what it was for. And guess what? The banks didn't say that. The banks see people shopping. They could open their mouth, but they didn't. You know why? They figured if we keep our mouth shut, they'll always be in debt. And by them being in debt, we'll make more money. Why do you think America is built on debt? Because as Americans, we're giving them what they want. Debt. And then when you mess up a credit card, you owe them. Then you owe them interest. Then when you go to pay it back, you say, well, I don't owe this. It says I owe $700, $800, $900. That's all interest. Because you were foolish enough to mess up that card. People, stop using your credit cards. Use it for small items, $20, $30. Pay it back in 2 days. That increases your score. Don't think you're going to go to the store and shop and blow your whole card, max out your whole card, and then say, I'll pay it back next week. That's not how credit works. You would listen, just because you pay it back, your score is going to drop. I mean, it's going to tank. That's the dumbest thing you can do. Stop sending your cards back. Don't do that. That also messes your score up. You know, if you got student loans, make sure you file for a program or for Bourbon, I mean, whatever it's called. But make sure you don't forget. Make sure you stay on top of that, because the first time you miss to get in the program, right? Guess what's gonna happen? Your score is gonna drop, and I mean, for school loans, it hits hard. So it's a lot of things. Always keep track of your credit. Always keep track of when you do it. When the program ends. You know, so. Like I said, if you need credit repair, visit my website, www.kirby'screditkingdom.yolasite.com. We accept Chime, NetSpend, Walmart to Walmart, Western Union. Yeah. So we we stopped taking Cash App, PayPal, because what happens is that even PayPal and Zelle are secure. We were getting chargebacks and I can't have that. So so we stopped taking those. So we only take certain ones now. And then a lot of times, right, we would get PayPal payments and they were fake, and somehow with Zelle, there was people using other people's accounts. So, I had to stop that, so we only take certain things now. I'm sorry for the inconvenience, but it's better safe than sorry. Let's see what else I wanted to mention. I think that's about it. But like I said, if you want to see a good score, the master list, you can text me for the master list. The master list, I want you to text me your email address so you can get the master list. You can text me at 610-470-8992. I work to 2 a.m. every day. Now, if for some reason you text me and I don't respond, I should respond. I have 3,600 customers, so give me a little time. I'm always looking at my phone, but sometimes I have to go away from my phone. But if you text me today, I will respond. I'll send you the master list so you can look it over. Now a lot of people don't have a lot of extra money, so what you want to do is there's free ways to increase your score. There's Experian Boost, there's Fingerhut, and slowly you want to ease your way up. And then they do have $89 secure cards. They don't give you a lot, but they give you enough. The best secure cards out now is hold on one second. Okay. So so like I was saying, there's different ways, there's different ways to increase your score, but you want to use the master list. The master list is a great list. I have lots of customers that use it. And hold on, texting somebody and sending them the master list. Oh wait, let me see. Let's see, master list. And yeah, like I said, you'll be amazed what the master list does. It's great. So Okay, so like I said, if you need the master list or you need credit repair, text me today. I'll be more than happy to get back to you. Um, Also, if you need a federal grant, you can also text me 610-470-8992. If you need help with the IRS or back taxes, or if you need to file taxes, uh, text me 610-470-8992. Also, if you want to expand your business and you want to be able to have 100 customers a month, we provide a service. It's let me see, business assistance service. That's $199 for a whole year. So what we do, we help you. We add you to our advertising network. That includes Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We do texting ads, and we also do YouTube ads. So that's a big network. That this is a service we provide for a full year. I currently use that service myself, and I think it's great. Um, so I gotta go. I gotta meet with a couple people. So, like I said, if you need any of our services, and you can go to my other website, which is www.bigchangesarecoming.yolasite.com. You can text me for that website if you need it. 610-470-8992. Thank you and have a blessed day.